Welcome back to Nosey by Nature. My name is Allie, and this is episode 5. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. What is up, everybody? I know it's been like 2 weeks, I think, since I've posted an episode. I definitely took a long break for the holiday season. It was super crazy. We were so busy. I waited to the last minute to shop and to wrap. It was madness up until the day of Christmas, and then I just needed a burnout week. So we are back at it, and I have some really, I think, juicy topics, fun stuff to talk about. So I hope you'll stick around. If you're not already, as always, please do me a favor and subscribe. Make sure you like this video, comment. All of the engagement is truly appreciated. If you are new here, my name is Allie, and this is my podcast on everything from pop culture, real life, everything. We talk about it here. The holidays is hard on a lot of people. It was really hard on me, especially, like I said, I waited till the last minute. I don't know why I waited so long to shop. I procrastinated it so hard, but our life was lifing this last 2 months. My daughter turned 1 on November 5th. My son turned 2 on December 7th. We had Thanksgiving, and just everything felt like it was jam-packed into 2 months. And then boom, it was 2 weeks before Christmas, and I literally had nothing. So it really did creep up on us, but I made it happen. I had everything wrapped and ready to go for Christmas Day. I made the magic happen. And that actually is what our first topic is about. There's a video that we're going to look at here in a minute, but I wanted to give my 2 cents before really unpacking this specific content. I almost want to start off with a caveat, because I don't want this video to come off as misogynistic or very gender rolly, and I know that you guys probably don't want to hear me say stuff like that, but I think of things a lot differently than most people. I unpack things a lot differently than most people, and I also have my own personal lived experience that I take into consideration when I am consuming content. So I want to start off with a caveat that I am not a misogynist, but I'm also not a feminist. I am very much in the middle on a lot of those types of topics. So my take on this content that we are about to watch together and go over is probably going to piss some people off. And as always, I don't give a fuck, but please know that I am not out here to glorify misogyny. I just think of things from a much different lens because of my own personal lived experience, and we're going to go over all of that. With all that being said, I think we live in a world right now where it is fun to shit on men, and I hate that. I think that all people, including men, including straight white men, because that always seems to be the consensus that they are hated on the most right now, we should all be treated equally. I feel like we went from everyone wanting equal opportunities, rights, and respect to now women are supposed to be put above men. And I personally, and you can disagree with me, I personally think that all men and women should be treated equally. Some people waited years to be able to create the magic that this woman is going to talk about. So this video was recorded by a woman by the name of Paige. She has 351,000 followers on TikTok, and her username is She Is Paige Turner. I don't watch this person's content. I am not a follower of hers, so I have no background to what her normal content is. This video came up on my For You page, and it struck a chord with me, and the comments are what made me motivated to talk about this in this week's episode. One, because who doesn't love a controversial take? You know that I do. If you follow me on any of my socials, shameless plug, earth2_Allie on TikTok and Instagram. But on my socials, I love a controversial take. I love a hot take. I love riling people up. I love ruffling feathers. A dead horse hates to see me coming because I love to beat it. So I love controversy. But the comments and this video specifically, I have such a different mentality than most of the people in the comment section. There are a few who see where I'm coming from, but most of the people in the comment section, and probably you after watching this video, are going to feel maybe differently than I feel. But when I give you my background onto why I feel differently, I'm hoping that I can help you see these things from a different perspective.
I just want everyone to picture a world where women did not make the holidays magical, where women didn't do any Christmas shopping, they didn't do any wrapping, they didn't do any hosting, they didn't volunteer anywhere, they did nothing. Like if the women just did nothing and showed up on Christmas morning, would there be magic? Would it be the most wonderful time of the year for everyone, or would it just be another day? Or if anything, would it be worse than every other day because typically women are also cooking and cleaning and taking care of everyone every single day? I asked this because I saw a video where a girl posted her mom who was crashing out over Christmas, and her mom was crying and she said, "I hate Christmas." And in front of her is like a ton of wrapping paper and all of these gifts, and her daughter's laughing. She's hugging her, but she's also laughing. And all I can think about is how this is always considered the most wonderful time of the year, and yet for so many women it's actually the most stressful time of the year because they are expected to buy all the gifts and wrap all the gifts and think of everybody, including like the teachers and the grandparents and the bus driver. They're expected to volunteer, right? They are expected to do all of these things, and then the day of, they are hosting, they're cooking, they're cleaning, they're doing all these things, and then everyone else gets to enjoy it, right? It's joyful for everyone else. And when she crashes out or she's stressed or something goes wrong and she's upset by it, people kind of laugh like, "Oh my gosh, mom's crashing out over here." It's just so funny because I think if we actually thought about it and we said, like, what would it look like if women just didn't do Christmas? It wouldn't be very merry.
So that's the video. And I'm sure that many of you watching this, if you have not seen that video already, can relate to that feeling of feeling like if I didn't show up, especially if you're a woman watching this, which most of my viewers are women, you're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, if I didn't show up, nothing would happen. There would be no magic without me. I have a much different perspective on this, and some of you might hate it, but hopefully you can see where I'm coming from. I waited 4 years and now 6 miscarriages to be able to be the person to create the magic. All I ever wanted was to be able to throw the birthday parties, make the milestones big, create the Christmas magic. I waited and waited and waited for that, and there was a time in my life when I thought that I would never get it. So I hold this opportunity at such a different level than most people because I never thought that I would get the honor. I think of it as an honor to make the holidays special, to make the holidays magical. I also come from an upbringing where my mom and the memories that my mom made for me, I will cherish forever. And I look back and think, wow, my mom is amazing. And I feel like, yes, there is a lot of pressure put on women, but we put it on ourselves. And the tone of this video is very much, and the comments concur with the fact that if men were left to do the holidays, then nothing would happen. And here we are again in a situation where we are pinning men and women against each other, just like the choose the bear analogy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. But the gist of it is, if you had to choose between being stuck in the woods with a man or a bear, most women would choose the bear. I would not, but I have a different outlook on these things. And I thank my husband for putting me in a secure place to feel that way. Not everyone has that wonderful opportunity, and I'm sorry for you, but bean soup people, please don't be in my fucking comment section. What I'm trying to say is, because of what I have been through and the infertility journey that me and my husband were on together, I never thought that I would be able to create the Christmas magic. Now, my husband doesn't put any pressure on me to do that. I put the pressure on myself to do that. One, because I want it to be magical for my kids, which what mother wouldn't? I'm so confused by that mentality of like, you had kids, you do create the magic, right? Like, you don't want to, then why did you have kids? Because no one is stopping you from not celebrating Christmas. Just don't do it. But also, my husband, if I didn't put up a Christmas tree or Christmas decorations, he would not care. And if I asked him to, he would. I don't think that my husband should have to. And here's another reason why. My husband is the breadwinner. He is the sole provider of our household. I am privileged to be in a situation where my husband works 16, sometimes 18-hour days 6 days a week. My husband has one day off, and that is Sunday, the Lord's Day, when we go to church and spend the day together as a family. He works his entire life away. So, yes, I'm going to provide the Christmas magic. Why would I put that on my husband? He has the weight of the world on his shoulders 365 days a year. I'm going to take that pressure off him. Damn straight I am. But there's a lot of women in the comment section who are either single or with deadbeat partners, or partners that they're in what people call 50-50, but it's really 100-100 relationships, that are resentful that they have to work and also put up the Christmas magic. One, no one is forcing you to stay with a deadbeat. Two, if you don't want Christmas magic, if you don't want to do it anymore, then stop. We put a lot of blame in this world on men for making women feel a certain type of way, when women do it to other women, and we also do it to ourselves. And at some point, and this is the hot take, that if it hasn't been hot already, it's about to get hotter, that stress, that pressure, that all of that nonsense, you're doing it to yourself and you don't have to. There is no one else to blame but you if you are so sick and stressed and anxious on the holidays other than yourself. You chose this life that you're in. At any time, you can choose to walk away. I just don't like the idea of making it seem like a gender thing, like it's the man's fault that there's all this pressure on the woman, because I don't know a fucking man out there that gives a fuck about the Christmas tree, that gives a fuck about the Christmas decorations, that gives a fuck about what... You could cook a fucking hungry man dinner on Christmas Day and he wouldn't care. We want the Christmas magic, so yes, we provide it. Why is that on the men to do it? Especially if your husband or spouse or significant other, whatever, is the provider in your household. No, my husband is not going to work an 18-hour day and come up and put up fucking Christmas decorations and stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning wrapping fucking presents, when half the time he doesn't get to go to bed until after 11 o'clock at night, and then has to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do it all over again. And yes, he chose that life. And guess who never complains about it? My husband. Most providers don't complain about the fact that they have to go to work. But you know who complains a whole lot? Mothers, wives. I'm going to hurt a few people's feelings here, but we complain a whole lot for something that we, one, asked for, and two, are blessed to have. Because there are wives out there who are still begging God to give them the kids to create the Christmas magic. There are still women out there fighting for the opportunity to have what we take for granted. I think that this whole idea of like, oh, well, if I didn't create the Christmas magic, then the magic wouldn't happen, is being put on ourselves by each other, by other women, not by men. Men don't give a fuck about this shit. And I don't know why we care so much. This year, I kept it very simple. Christmas tree, a few decor outside, a couple of things in the house, like the stockings and the regular stuff, but I didn't go all out. And other than the fact that I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning wrapping presents, this Christmas was pretty stress-free. My family all came over. We all came together and cooked a Christmas dinner together and had dinner together as a family, and it was wonderful, and I loved it. And yes, the women created it, but that's because we wanted it. If you want something, you're going to do it for yourself. Why would you expect someone else to do it for you? Maybe I'm missing the point. And if I am, go ahead and put it in the comments. But I feel like I'm missing something here. When did it become someone else's job to fulfill what we need and want? Right? Aren't we in the era of boss bitches? We can do anything. What do we need a man for? Men ain't shit. Isn't that the life that we're living, right, women? That's what is on social media, that we're feminists and we don't need a man. So then why are you complaining that if you wanted Christmas magic, you wouldn't have it if you didn't do it? Well, if you want it, then do it, because you're the one who wants it, right? You can give it to yourself. Like, it can't be both. And I feel like I am in a fucking alternate universe sometimes, because women don't know what they want. You want a man to be a provider. You want to be able to be a stay-at-home mom. You want to be able to fucking do what you want and go on vacation what you want on a man's dime. But at the same time, You don't want to have to put any effort in? Let's be really real here. I'm telling you, this episode's going to make a lot of people mad. And I know that a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're not a girl's girl. I'm not. I'm a husband's girl. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not for you. But I am for the bitches that are real, that want to hear the truth. And the truth is, we can't have both. We can't be in our feminine era, in our let a provider be a provider era, while simultaneously being in the era of I don't need a man and I can provide it for myself and men ain't shit and blah, blah, blah. It can't be both. That's all I'm saying. I really cannot stand hypocrites. And that's what it's giving. There's another Christmas video, which we're also going to be watching, which I made a TikTok about. It's so funny because these women will come to the internet to shit on their spouses. And then when the internet's like, okay, well then leave. Like, what are you coming to us for? They're like, oh, no, my husband's so great and blah, blah, blah. Again, like, why did you come to the internet with your problems, with your bullshit to bitch about your husband if you didn't want real life responses? What did you expect? I did a whole TikTok on this because I was literally asking them, like, women who complain about their husbands on the internet. I have a question for you. What do you want? What do you want? Because I don't know what you came here for. You came to thousands or millions of people to shit on your spouse that you don't plan on leaving. What was the point? Did you think we were all going to be in the comment section like, yeah, my husband's a piece of shit too. Yes, girl, I can so relate. My husband also bought me a butter dish for Christmas. Sorry, can't relate. Let's watch this video together. So that's it. That's literally the whole video. Comment of the year goes to the person who said, a man who gets you a butter dish for Christmas is begging for you to be quiet. So you just gave him the best Christmas ever, 5 days on his Xbox with no complaining. And I'm not condoning that behavior. That man is trash. But what did you expect? Like, and that's what the internet did. In the comment section, they're like, what do you want from us? What are we supposed to do for you? Are you leaving him? Are you divorcing him? No? Then what the fuck did you post this video for? What did you think the internet was going to do for you? We're not going to be in your comment section like, yeah, so relatable. My husband got me a butter dish. No. You don't know what my husband, and this is not a flex, but do you want to know what my husband got me for Christmas? Which we don't exchange, by the way. That is a rule in our house for Christmas. We do not exchange. Usually what we do is we use Christmas as an excuse to buy a big household purchase. One year it was a 65-inch TV. Literally, it could have been a Tuesday, but we just used Christmas as an excuse to buy it. And then this year, we bought a new mattress for our bedroom. That mattress cost over $3,000. I definitely did not expect for me to be getting anything for Christmas this year. And what does this man do after all these years of not exchanging? He surprises me. Was I so grateful? Absolutely. But did I feel like a piece of shit because I didn't get him anything? Yes. Ryan, don't do that again. Anyway. Actually do that again, but this time with a Coach Brooklyn. Okay, anyway. So he surprised me, and again, this is not a flex. I'm not trying to brag at all, but he got me all kinds of podcasting and vlogging equipment. And I know some people might think that that's not a good gift. When I tell you this man got me one of the best gimbals, and if you don't know what a gimbal is, it's basically a stabilizer for your phone for when you're vlogging so that, you know, if you've seen my TikTok, sometimes my hand's shaking, and he knew that I really wanted one, but I had been like not wanting to spend the money because I just hate investing that much money in something so silly, but he went and did it for me. And he got me that, one of the top of the line ones. He also got me a vlogging camera, not the specific one that I was going to buy, but a very, very good vlogging camera. He did get me a microphone stand and a little table, which will be coming soon, but I'm exchanging the microphone stand for black. Okay, I know, ungrateful bitch, but he got it in white because he knows I love white, but I told him I really want black to like match the microphone. So we're exchanging it for black. But he got me a stand for the mic so that I don't have to hold it anymore. He got me a little table that's going to like go, like the bottom goes underneath the chair so that I can have a little table for my for my microphone. I could be all official. But like, he put so much thought into getting something for me that he knew that I, one, loved, two, needed. It wasn't for the house. It was specifically for me because this is my hobby. This is what I love to do. I love to create content. I love to talk shit. I love to run my mouth. I love to beat a dead horse. And he knows that. So he bought all of the things that I love. Do I need another fucking bag? Absolutely not. Do I need more jewelry? Absolutely not. I don't even wear half the jewelry he has bought me. I'm sorry, honey. I love all my jewelry. But he buys like the most big, bougiest fucking jewelry for me. And I just don't think I could wear it on like a day-to-day basis. It needs to be for like a special occasion. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. But what I'm saying is like, I have everything that I could possibly want and need. So he got the things that he knew that I wanted, but I didn't want to splurge on. And that is a fucking man who respects me and loves me and knows what I want and fucking put effort and thought into the gifts, okay? If my husband ever bought me a fucking household item, but specifically a butter dish, he better also bring a manila envelope with divorce papers in for me to sign. Because that's not happening in this house. Sorry. Okay? Not sorry. So then she makes a follow-up video, which I cannot find because it's been like scrubbed from the internet. But she makes a follow-up video defending this man. Okay? She took it down so quick that like I don't think enough of the creators on TikTok who like report on drama were able to get the full thing. But there's like a clip going around of her basically defending him and saying she did ask for a butter dish, but she didn't ask for a butter dish. She asked for a butter bell. And that the reason that he bought her a butter dish is because she's always leaving the butter out on the counter. I don't give a fuck. Number one, it makes it worse that you asked for a fucking butter bell and he couldn't even figure out what that was and get you the correct thing. But number two, you don't buy a butter dish, a butter bell, a butter fucking churner. I don't give a fuck. Whatever it has to do with butter, you don't get that as a Christmas gift. You don't get it as a Valentine's gift. You don't get it as a birthday gift. You don't get it as a Mother's Day gift. You don't get regular household items as gifts for your spouse. That's it. You don't do that. You don't buy vacuums. You don't buy dishwashers. You don't buy bullshit for the house. God forbid a motherfucker gets me salt and pepper shakers for a holiday and we will be getting divorced. Don't bring that here. Nope. Negative Ghost Rider. How about no? It ain't happening. Not here. No way. And she's not the only one. There was another girl who posted a video who was like, I asked my husband if I was the hottest girl he's ever been with and he said no. And she posted the video of him saying that and was like again, what do you want the internet to say to that? Because they post and they're like, look what my husband said. Isn't this crazy? Yeah, it fucking is. What are you doing still sitting on that couch, lady? And then they make the follow-up video defending them, and then they private their account. It's like a pattern with these women. I don't get it. What are you coming to the internet for to complain about your significant other buying you a shitty Christmas gift for or being shitty in any way? What are we going to do for you? Because I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get the feedback that you're looking for, even though I still don't even know what that is. But the internet has been on fire with women just complaining about men in situations that they choose to put themselves in. It's insanity. And my takes on these things are very different because, again, I can acknowledge that I come from a privileged situation. My husband's biggest flex is being able to tell people, oh, what does your wife do? Oh, my wife stays at home. And I worked my ass off for that. I built a business and created a life of stability for my wife and my kids. That is his biggest flex. So you're damn straight I'm going to put the fucking Christmas tree up. You're damn straight I'm going to cook him dinner. You're damn straight I'm going to clean the house. Because I'm privileged to be in this situation. So because I look at it from that privileged perspective, it's very hard for me to play the mini violin and say, oh my God, the Christmas magic wouldn't happen if I didn't exist. Because you're damn right it wouldn't, and I'm fucking proud of that. And my kids, I hope they look back one day and they see my daddy worked really hard so that my mommy could be the best mom in the world. So my mom could make the Christmas magic. And that's the thing. Men do not get any credit for busting their asses for years, especially in very physically demanding jobs. And I feel like this is like a fucking ad for men. That's not what I want it to be, but it's so hard because so many women shit on shitty men, which they deserve, but not all men are bad. Somebody put in my comment section the other day, it's not all men, but it's always a man. And that is true, but we have to remember that it's not all men. And there are men out there that are great and they go through life without a thank you. Being a mother, to me, is not a thankless job. I thank my mom every fucking day for everything that she has done to provide the life that she did in the shitty situation that she was handed. We're all so grateful to our mothers. We put our mothers on pedestals, as we should. I am not saying that they should not be on pedestals. Raise the pedestal higher. But it's very often that the father is overlooked. He doesn't get the thank you for all those years of hard work, for bringing home the bacon, for putting the food on the table, for putting the clothes on our backs, for making it possible for me to be home and raise my children. Now, if you are in a 50-50 or 100-100 relationship, however you want to word it, and your significant other does nothing when they come home, that's wrong. But also leave them. And if you're choosing not to leave them, then it's your own fault for accepting that type of behavior. We accept the love we think that we deserve. You deserve better, sweetheart. I'm here to tell you that. If your husband or significant other is doing 50-50 when it comes to the workload, but when it comes to the house load, they're doing 0, they are trash and you should leave them. And if no one's told you that, I'm here to tell you that. Because I'm not here to say that all men are great or all spouses are great, but I am here to say that the great ones should be celebrated and the shitty ones should be left. And even though I love beating a dead horse, I am done beating this one, okay? If you want to complain about your spouse on the internet, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably not going to work out the way that you want it to. This type of behavior and this type of content is not going to give you a content creator or an influencer career and lifestyle. A hate following is the worst to have. Gaining followers or gaining views for a one take on something that's not good is not going to give you long-term success. And I think that maybe that is why these people are posting these things, right? They're like, this is going to trigger people. This is going to make people upset. If I post this, it's going to get a lot of views. I'm sure it is. It's going to get a lot of views and engagement. They're never going to come back, though. They may come back every once in a while to see if you finally let the trash person go, but they're not going to be a community. You're not going to build a relationship with these people. I think a lot of people do a lot of crazy shit on the internet to try to garner a following. And then they get that following and they take it for granted. They become out of touch and unrelatable, just like I said about Jaclyn Hill. And there's another content creator on TikTok. Her name is Taraswrld. I have seen her content before. It's come up on my For You page a couple of times. I don't have her blocked. I don't know why. She's definitely not my cup of tea personality-wise. And then the fact that she does OF. I'm sorry. Spicy content's not for me. I don't think that we should be glorifying OF and spicy content. I don't think sex work should be glorified on the internet. I think that there's too many young girls out there who are aspiring to live life like Taraswrld and Ari and all these other influencers who are glorifying sex work. I am not judging you if that's something that you love and enjoy and you do. I just don't think that it should be glorified, especially for young girls to aspire to. But that's not actually what we're here to talk about when it comes to Taraswrld. See, Tara got herself in some hot water for being out of touch, for being unrelatable, and for treating her follower like a friend instead of treating her follower like a stranger on the internet that you have no idea who the fuck it is and you've never talked to before in your life. I'm going to put these videos in 2x speed. So if you have to slow it down, slow it down. Or if you are watching me on 2x speed, make sure you slow it down because it's going to be in like 4x speed. But I'm going to put these videos on 2x speed because we're going to be watching, I think, 3 in total so that you can get the entire idea of what the situation is and why I feel the way that I feel about this situation. And I'm going to start this off with a caveat as well. I don't give a fuck if this bitch was a farmer and she was mowing the lawn. You're still wrong, Tara. You're still wrong. So what started this all off is a video about New Year's Eve and this creator looking for a tank top. Now, let me give you some background. This creator has millions of followers. This creator has millions of dollars. She has gone on podcasts talking about the millions of dollars that she makes in a month. This girl could have bought this top herself or another top. The fact that she was acting helpless and asking to borrow a top from a stranger on the internet is so weird to me. But here we go.
Girls, I need your help. This is like a really specific request, but if anyone that lives in the LA area has this halter top from For Love and Lemons in a size small or extra small, can I please borrow it for New Year's Eve? I need it. This is do or die for me. I want to wear this shirt so bad, but it's sold out everywhere. I looked everywhere. I scoured the internet. This is like a shot in the dark, but for Coachella, I needed this like specific tube top, and one of y'all came through and Uber packaged it to me, and it was really kind. So if like anyone has this halter top, I would really appreciate it. It would make my year. I guess like DM me on Instagram if you live in LA and you like have this specific halter top. Oh my God, thank you.
So that's the original post. Do I think it's weird to ask millions of strangers to borrow a tank top? Yeah, I think it's fucking weird. The fact that you weren't willing to pay someone to borrow their shirt is so strange to me, especially because you live such a privileged life. Like, she's got videos on there talking about buying and selling these mansions, okay? You can't afford to pay someone to use their top. There are literally services that charge people to rent outfits. Yet you're out here begging your followers, who probably most of them make minimum wage or don't work, because a lot of her followers are very young. You're asking them to give you a top for free. You're saying, I'll borrow it, I'll take good care of it, I'll give it back to you. It's fucking weird, okay? It's weird. It's too parasocial. Let's not forget, I know this is very morbid, but Raven Grimmy was doing a meet and greet and lost her life to someone who was obsessed with her. You can't just be exchanging information with random strangers on the internet, especially over something as stupid as a top. God knows how that situation could have panned out bad for Tara. Now, it turned out bad for Tara, but not in that way. Because in my personal opinion, she is showing her true colors and ruining her own career. And I've said this time and time again, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time, okay? So Tara posts this video and someone reaches out to her. A bunch of other people were like, yeah, I have this top and I'll let you borrow it for $2,000, which is a little crazy for a top, but she can fucking afford $2,000. She probably makes $2,000 in 10 minutes. Okay, let's be really real. If you wanted the shirt that bad, you would have paid whatever it cost. And the shirt costs a pretty penny. I believe when I looked it up, it was either $250 or $350. It was expensive, okay? And it's a beautiful top. Don't get me wrong. I think that halter is so cute, and definitely only a few people could pull it off, and her body type is the body type that could pull it off. But there is other tops out there that are similar. You probably could have got an Amazon dupe, 2-day deliver express to your house. Like, the fact that you came to the internet to ask your millions of followers to borrow a top is really strange, but fine. You think of them as friends, whatever. We'll look past that part. What is bad about this situation is the next part. She deleted this video that we're about to watch together, and you're not going to be able to find it. But I do have somebody who stitched it, so we're gonna watch that.
One of my haters did something fucked up to me today. So you know the whole halter top drama that did not have to be a drama. I was literally just asking the girlies if anyone had a shirt I could borrow. I consider like my audience my friends. I wouldn't make TikToks if I didn't consider y'all friends. Like, that's just not. But because I'm an influencer, people assume that I'm like the worst person in the world. I'm evil. I don't deserve respect. I don't deserve kindness. All the things, which makes no sense to me. It's literally just like the job that I have. But like whatever. I had this like halter top that I really wanted to wear for New Year's Eve, but it was sold out everywhere. So I was like, oh my god, I have 5 million girls that follow me on TikTok. Let me see if any of them have it that they could lend to me. So I made a video. I was like, does anyone have this like specific shirt that they could like let me borrow just for a night and then I'll send it back to you? And a couple people were like, oh, I have it. And I was like, oh great, like can I please borrow it? I'll take such great care of it. I'll give it back to you right after New Year's Eve. And they were like, yeah, for $2,000. I was like, all right, I'm not playing this game. They were trying to use me for money. I was like, okay, that's not worth it. I'm just gonna go to the mall and find a shirt there. So I planned on going to the mall today, but I got a DM late last night like, hey, I have that shirt, like you can borrow it. I was like, oh my god, really? Like I will take such good care of it. I'll send it right back to you after New Year's Eve. Like she lived in the valley. She was gonna Uber package it to me. We were chatting for a while. She seemed so nice. So today I did not go to the mall because I was like, she's Uber packaging me the shirt. Didn't go to the mall today. I was completely relying on her. She ghosted me. She was playing the long game. She was like pretending like she like loved me so that I wouldn't go to the mall and like find a shirt. And then she like ghosted me. I'm honestly like right on. If I hated someone that much, I wouldn't be able to like pretend like I loved them for as long as she did. She fucked me over real bad. She was just like, yep, hasn't answered me in like 3 hours.
What? Did you just hear yourself? When you find out what the result of this whole situation was, you will understand why I am so upset about this reaction. Before I tell you what ended up happening, I really don't care what the situation was. Number one, why are we relying on a stranger we don't know? If it's that detrimental that you needed this shirt, you should have still had a backup plan, okay? It's not like you couldn't afford to have 6 other fucking shirts in the lineup in case this fell through. There is a million reasons why this person could have ghosted you. What if they got into a car accident? What if their mother just died? What if they just had a baby? What if whatever? And it turns out that this girl was an ER nurse. She got caught up at work and was not able to leave because one of the nurses called out and the ER was crazy that night. And she ended up not getting home until after 3 o'clock in the morning. She did message her apologizing and explaining the situation. And when she commented back to the girl, she was like, well, if you're a nurse, then you would have known that you were, I'm going to insert the picture here so she can't say that I'm misrepresenting the situation, but this is the Cliff Notes version. And basically it was like, if you knew you were working, then why wouldn't you have blah, 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 what the fuck ever. It doesn't matter. I don't care again if this girl was mowing her lawn with scissors. She doesn't owe you a fucking thing, Tara. Nothing. And then to come onto the internet to weaponize your 5 million followers against a stranger, a regular schmegular human being, is gross. And it's bully behavior. And it's giving, I didn't get what I want, so now everybody else be mad at this person. And yes, she did not name drop them. And the person did go on to comment and say like, hey, I am the person who offered the shirt. I was working as an ER nurse, blah, blah, blah. And she could have stayed silent. And that is the only part that I will blame this girl for, because if you didn't want the negative attention that you know that her cult followers would have given you, you could have just stayed silent and nobody would have ever known who you were. But I do understand, though, the emotional response of, this person is talking about me. This is not the truth. I didn't just ghost her. I'm not a hater. I love her content. And now she's trying to make me out to be like this terrible person over a shirt. Let's be really clear here. We're talking about a fucking shirt that she can afford to buy, that she was going to borrow for free. Like, she probably felt an emotional response and was like, I need to respond to this. I need to say something. I want to clear my name. Even though people don't know it's me. Who knows? This girl could have been a diehard fan of Tara's, and now she feels like her dream creator, this content creator that she'd been following for years, hates her over ghosting her when she didn't mean to. Tara, you are basically a celebrity. You have 5 million followers. You make millions and millions of dollars a year. You have to keep the parasocial boundary. That is your responsibility as the content creator. And then to go on the internet and make it out like this person did something terrible to you when in fact they were just working and they are a nurse doing one of the hardest jobs on the planet. And then she doubled down. That's what's worse about all of this, is she didn't double down. She didn't triple down. She didn't even quadruple down. This girl, Tara, made video after video, excuse after excuse, trying to claim that she wasn't reading the comments and she's so unbothered, but she's quite clearly very bothered, okay? Tara, girl to girl, no one thinks you're unbothered. You look very bothered by this. Hello, it's me, the consequences to your actions. You did something not nice, and now you're being rewarded with not nice back. But this is who I believe that you are. This is why I never followed you or vibed with your content. Not that you care. I'm just some peon in South Jersey, right? But I do not give my money, which is my view, to people like Tara. Because if you watch her content, half of it looks staged, half of it looks fake. She's not relatable anymore. She was never relatable to me to begin with, because she's so much younger than I am. And it's just glorifying a lifestyle that should not be glorified to young girls. And that's just my opinion. You can disagree with me. I really don't care. I love when people disagree with me, especially in the comments. Get angry. Put it in the comments. Boost my engagement. Thank you so much. And there are Tara stans out there who are in her comment section like, nothing could make me hate you. Oh, don't let them dim your sparkle. And it's like, girls, Tara came on the internet to say, it's just a halter top. It's not that serious. Okay, so then why have you been making 63 videos about it if it's not that serious? Why'd you bring it to the internet in the first place if it wasn't that serious? Why did you feel the need to call the girl a hater to your 5 million followers if it's not that serious? Are you gaslighting me right now? I feel a little gaslit. Good thing I don't fall for that bullshit. Here's the thing, Tara. That girl doesn't owe you anything. No one owes you anything. The sooner you figure that out, the easier life's gonna be. Not everybody can just go on the internet to their 5 million followers and beg them to give them free shit. You need to respect the people who have given you the platform that they can easily take away from you. And I'm not one for cancel culture, but we need to cancel this type of behavior in general. Maybe cancel isn't the word. Maybe we need to stop platforming creators like Tara, like Michaela, like Jaclyn Hill, who are out of touch, unrelatable, and do not understand that they are in a completely different world than the rest of the universe. Now, she has come back later to make videos, and you can go look them up yourself. I'm not going to bore you by playing them all because there are several of her trying to claim that this girl is not a nurse, that this girl is a liar. I don't know if this is true. I probably will never know whether this girl is a nurse or not. But if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't fucking care. She could have came on and said that she was a fucking neurosurgeon and could have been lying. It still doesn't matter. You're still wrong, Tara. Do you want to know why you're wrong? Because it didn't matter why the girl didn't send you the shirt. She didn't owe you the shirt. She didn't owe you the response. I don't care if she was licking your internet asshole and telling you how amazing you were. You should have expected that you were going to get duped because that's what people do, number one. You know that. You've clearly said it in one of your videos. But number two, no one in this earth owes you anything. Whether it was real or not, someone could have had the shirt and could have been like, oh, I fell asleep. That's still a good enough reason. Oh, I totally forgot that I DM'd you. I really don't care what the reason was. No one owed you the shirt. It wasn't that big of a deal, right? Right? Wasn't that big of a deal. So why come to the internet and complain? Whatever the reason being. It's so weird to be like, this hater ruined my New Year's because they told me that I was going to get a shirt and I didn't go to the mall. Why would you depend on a stranger? Go to the fucking mall, get a shirt. You should have had a backup. It's not anybody's fault but your own. And nobody feels bad for you, especially me over here. I was never handed anything in this life. And you didn't work very hard to get where you got. Clapping your ass cheeks on the internet doesn't take hard work. I said what I said. Woo, I'm getting myself all worked up. Let me stop, okay? I am just so over this culture, this mentality, and I just hope that it's done in 2026. I said it on my TikTok. I don't want to bring this kind of shit into the new year, and I'm going out of my way to block creators that are like this. We should remember that our currency is our view. We are paying these people by giving them our engagement. And so we are enabling these type of people and this type of behavior. Just like with children, when you reward bad behavior, they continue to repeat that bad behavior. So let's move over to my favorite part of the podcast, the happy ending. What do you guys think of that name? Nobody said anything in the last episode. I want to know what you think. Do we like the happy ending? Because somebody gave me a suggestion. Vinny, shout out to Vinny. I went to high school with him, had reached out to me and was like, this is not my normal content to consume, but I wanted to support you because I'm super excited for you and this career and path that you're following. I was watching your podcast and I think that a great idea for the ending would be back to earth or down to earth, because it's a little call out to my username on all of my other platforms, which is Earth to Alley. So I'm toying around with the idea of changing it from the happy ending to back to earth or down to earth. Let me know which of those you like. I want it to suit me and suit the podcast and the vibes that we have going on over here. So this week's happy ending is...
Hi, you stoic little boy. Hi. Hi, beautiful. You're so precious.
Poker face, poker face.
So that is a longtime friend of mine. Her name is Brooke, and that is her son, Jet. It is so funny to me because that video went so viral on TikTok, like almost 1 million views now, which congratulations, Brooke. That's so huge. But people in her comments, first of all, I'm not going to lie. I was like, if anybody else says that this baby is AI, I'm going to punch them in the mouth. But that baby is not AI. That baby is not a reborn doll. Her beautiful son, Jet, has a disorder called Mobius syndrome. Basically, he is completely paralyzed in the face. He does have to be fed through a tube, and it is a very difficult situation that she is in. And Brooke, I am praying for you. My family is praying for you. And she is embracing this life with Jet. There are surgeries in the future that if he elects to, he could have like a smile put on his face or something like that. But he is a beautiful baby and he's so sweet. And that video cracks me up because he's just staring and you can just see Even though he can't smile, there's a light in his eyes when his mom talks to him. I can't explain it to you. If you're a mom, you know what I'm talking about. Your child doesn't even have to make a face for you to know that they're happy, that they're enjoying your presence, and you can see it in that video. And that's why I wanted to pick it this week, because I wanted to share him with my followers too and share her story. Brooke's an amazing person. She has 2 beautiful children, amazing husband. She is going to embark on this journey, and I think she's planning to document it. So if you're not following her, please go ahead and give her a follow. She has no idea that I'm even adding her into my video. So Brooke, if you see this, hi, I love you. Her TikTok account is Brooke_Neely. So you can follow Jet's journey with his Mobius syndrome and his family's journey. We love Jet over here. We think he is the most handsome boy ever. And you are so blessed. And I am so blessed and thankful for whoever made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, for the engagement, for the follows. I love you all so much. Please remember to subscribe, turn your notifications on, like this video, make sure you comment and engage. I thank you all so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I hope I will see you next week. Bye, guys.